Hello guys, and welcome to part 2 of How to Become a God. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, then I left off when you finally broke a hole through the 3D brain around the universe, and now have access to higher dimensions. But since dimensions outside the brain are not limited, the space will have an infinite amount of dimensions. This will make it almost impossible to see or get any information of things around you, since there is an infinite amount of places particles could be going to other than to you. So you will have to attract the light towards you. And in order to do that, you need another charged black hole. Make it big enough to fit in your warp drive so you won't have to exit it and then get lost in the infinite dimensions. Since charged black holes create white holes in different dimensions, apparently, you will basically have a portal to your warp drive that also sucks all the light into it. Then, leave your consciousness in the warp drive, and go into the charged black hole. After, make a sort of Dyson sphere around the white hole which captures the light and maps it into a picture. You will now basically have a live stream of your warp drive in a different dimension. Next, make your ship shoot a bunch of huge blankets with extreme drag at the brain, so that they will hopefully stay on the surface as the universe expands. This way, you will have a sense of direction while navigating. Next, create a huge hypersphere covering the fourth dimension part of the brain. If you don't know what I mean, just picture the universe as a disk that you wrap it with, except everything is one dimension higher. Make it using many magnets, all with adjustable power. If you are wondering how you will obtain all the materials to achieve this, then use the method from part 1, and suck everything out of an entire universe to convert into material. Also, every second, expand the structure by 900,000 kilometers every second to keep up with the expansion. You could do this by using fusion, fission to convert everything from the universe into iron, then make a massive factory to convert the iron into the magnets, then ship them into their proper places using more warped drives. Now, you essentially have complete control of space-time, since you can now create gravitational forces in every point of the universe. Next, you will have to control quantum fluctuations in order to create objects out of nowhere. Keep in mind, this is randomness that you are controlling, and randomness is caused by nothing. Quantum fluctuations are not really physical things, they are more of just extremely slight changes in energy and position, kind of like how your hand shakes when filming, except 10e plus 34 times less. But sometimes, these fluctuations can also be in the form of mass. Sadly, most of the mass created are pairs of matter and antimatter which will annihilate, but sometimes, when the annihilation is interfered with, it can stop and spare the life of one of the particles. A single fluctuation will make almost no difference, but if an extremely large amount works together, they can create an object. And how do you get that to happen? Well, a way to stop quantum fluctuations from taking effect is to make sure that you always know where multiple objects are just by knowing where one is. Or in other words, if one object can affect another one in a 100% predictable way, then quantum fluctuations will stop. Also, high gravity can greatly increase the power of quantum fluctuations. So if you make the gravity somewhere around 10-50 90 g, then the fluctuations will produce a lot of energy and mass, and if you remove a creation before a new one appears, then you will have an infinite object generator. Then, scrap all the objects that are not what you want, until you eventually get the correct one. This process should take 1 millisecond due to the amount of gravity. And you can only imagine how much energy that would take. So you could again suck all the energy from different universes as fuel. And if you don't want to sort a quadrillion objects, then automate it with machines. These machines will have to be stationed inside the brain, however, since you cannot pass objects through the brain without breaking it. And for controlling dark matter, I have already made videos on that before, so check them in the description. So yeah, that is basically how you can become a god. You can now use your new powers to create anything you like, such as new civilizations or galaxies. But just make sure to do it to a different universe that isn't ours, please. Anyways, see you next time.